Today, tomorrow is actually Press Freedom Day, but it's been marked from 2nd to 3rd, and we've got something to share with you on that. Now, journalists have had to put their lives on the line to report stories. Quite frankly, some are deprived of meaningful social lives, whilst others have suffered various fates just doing their jobs, which many have complained does not pay as it should. Ghana recently moved to 23rd position from its previous 26th, but has brutality against media men and women ceased? Here are some journalists speaking on the matter.
There have been instances where we have journalists being restricted in the work that they do or in their work, and that often comes with brutalities and attacks and all that. It isn't healthy, and it doesn't give journalists the room or the room to operate, and that isn't good enough. That needs to be changed.
Before he realized, one guy had just hit him in the face.
World Press Freedom Day, especially if we look at some of the atrocities that have happened to media people, journalists, I don't think it's something we should be proud of. The latest one is the one that has to do with a Joy FM reporter, Latif. I'm surprised that till now the police has agreed that yes, the force they used was excessive, but it's about time we put a lot of pressure. He needs or he deserves compensation. When we go out there to do our work, we are not there in your faces because we want to be in your faces. It is the nature of our job. It is how we work. We're supposed to nose around. We're supposed to find out why things are the way they are. So bear with us. Be tolerant. Be accommodating. We're doing it for you. And so let us stop attacks on journalists. It is wrong, and it is wrong.
The Ghana Journalists Association, in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service, should do more to make sure reporters are well protected.
People need to understand that journalists are people who are simply telling the stories that matter to them, ensuring that their lives become better.
So that society can benefit from whatever I'm doing to help my country to develop successfully.
It's a growing trend which is quite alien to us here in Ghana.
Although Ghana is known as a haven of press freedom, that has come under threat in the past couple of years because police or political vigilantes simply do not think the media should do what they do. The fact that somebody's been attacked on a sister radio station should concern us, because that means that all of us are collectively not safe.
We need to take care of the journalists.
With a lot of international support from international partners, you find that we, first of all, know how to do our work better, and also we are able to do what we are required to do.
Some people are abusing the authority that we've given them. So we need to drive the principles that have to drive national development, rule of law. We have to check on the excesses, and you have to check on getting the right goods delivered to the people. I think it's perfect.
Chapter 12 of the Constitution. Chapter 12 of the Constitution largely deals with media freedom and all of that. So I expect there to be a lot more freedom.
Don't have the freedom to even move and to ask the questions, then what's the point of being a journalist?
the brutalities that we have seen against media persons ought to end. People in responsible offices must ensure that such things like what has just recently happened to Latif and also a TV3 reporter do not continue.
Yeah, and we know officially tomorrow will be the World Press Freedom Day, but we've had sections of the media across the world also marking it from today, and we'll climax it all today. This is just a gist, and tomorrow will bring you the big day in itself. We'll have comprehensive discussions on many issues confronting us as journalists and the entire media, not only in Ghana but across the sub-region.
Yeah. And for the next 2 days, we will also be talking to you about our friend and colleague Latif Idris. But let's take a moment. This year's theme for World Press Freedom Day is keeping power in check, media justice and the rule of law. Journalists have been reflecting on the theme with deep-seated expectations that in the years ahead will present a much more conducive environment to speak truth to power through academic and professional development, more research and a sense of self-worth to live up to this year's theme.
Let me say hi to Honorable Kennedy Japan, Chief Binding. The only thing that I knew I wanted to be was an army officer. That I know for a fact I wanted to. But I found journalism, or journalism found me. And looking back, I have absolutely no regrets at all.
I love to help talk positively for the country, and I got the opportunity. Went to journalism school, became a journalist, and I realized that my job is as important as the presidency of the Republic, and I'm taking it not lightly at all.
I'm a photographer because using image to tell the story is the best, because if you look at the media landscape today, photography is the future.
I grew up in an area where a lot of people had to keep their opinions to themselves, just to expect after 4 years to have someone come to them and tell them what they want to hear so that they can get them to vote for them. Realizing this, I said to myself that someone needs to call authority to order and begin to get the answers to the problems that we're faced with as a people. And that's my basic encouragement in getting into journalism.
I hate to see injustice, and I hate to see people suffer because of some other people not doing their work. So if I'm able to tell a story of an oppressed person and get a little reprieve, just a little reprieve for that person, that brings some gladness to my heart.
When I hear names of Kwesi Pratt, Kweku Baako, Mr. Tom Thompson, Kweku Sechiado, and our senior colleagues, I wish I were like them.
Journalism chose me because if you look at the nature of the work of media, it's a calling. It has to be something you give everything to. You have to sacrifice a lot of things to sit in the space where you hold governments in check on behalf of the people, rigorously asking the right questions. So, yes, I had a first taste many years ago, but since that time, journalism has not let me go.
I think I was about the best storyteller in my village school. I think it is embedded in my core to be one and to tell stories and to ask questions and to demand answers. It's nature to me.
When I wake up in the morning, for example, I'm thinking about what is trending, what will make the society develop, trying to unearth things that when it gets to the attention of duty bearers, it will be addressed for the society to be better.
I just look around me all the time looking for things that could be done right. So when I'm driving around town, see people sleeping on pavements, that's a problem that needs to be fixed. if I'm in the house enjoying my movies or working and the power goes off, it's something that shouldn't be consistent. It must be fixed. So that's what informs the kind of work I do.
I simply love to tell stories. I love to tell people the things that are happening in their country. And more importantly, ask the tough questions to people that matter most. People who we know have the ability to solve their problems once you put those questions to them.
If you can beat people, you can actually write about them and tell the truth in ways that can cut instead of using violence.
I am serving Ghana, my nation and my continent in the best way possible.
For me, it is simply the passion and the passion and the passion. That's it. Ensure that those who don't have the voices are given voices.
Well, I take a lot of inspiration from the constitution itself of Ghana. So that makes the media a very important aspect of, our democratic enterprise. It is the reason I still find time to play a significant role in the media in the country.
And we thank our colleague Gifty Ando Apia, who did all the hard work in bringing us this. And this is an eye opener, I think, for a lot of us who really perhaps do not even know the stories behind the presentation, what you hear on radio and what you see on television. But we have one of our colleagues with TV3 also sending us a message.
Yeah, just sent me. He said I should read it. He said, has the government and the MPP condemned the attack on Afred Nyama and the Ghana Web reporter? This is how embarrassing it is for journalism in this country. A government past and present that believe abusing journalists is the way to go. This is just shocking. But not only shocking, but also backward. And then there's a hashtag, say no to journalist abuse.
Yeah.
And I believe so. Look, in our career, in my career too, I've been a field reporter for years. I had been. And I've been beaten both by MPP and NDC.
Yeah.
So that business of saying that some journalists, MPP, NDC, doesn't come nowhere.
Yeah.
You go there, they will beat you. They will beat you. And what even becomes a problem, after you're wounded, you get to live with the wounds, the pains, how excruciating they are on your bed. And you get no reward.
We have our colleague
for
Emmanuel Ante, who was beating.
Still suffers.
Yeah, he's still living with it many years on. And that's why it is absolutely heartbreaking.
And that was 6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years. 6 years on, he's still living, comes to work, but sometimes doesn't because he still suffers from the effects of that. And that's why it's unbelievable to think that police officers would beat a journalist. Because, when the political actors are beating you, where you run to is the police. And it's totally a shame. I think it's a big indictment that it didn't even happen in some corner somewhere, but it happened right at the headquarters. It wasn't like police station in some corner somewhere. At the headquarters of the Ghana Police Service. I think it's a huge indictment. And the least the force could do right now is to get to the bottom of this so that we bring justice to Lateef Idris. We're marking World Press Freedom Day. And if they are listening, if they are paying attention, if they are responsive, if they say they are for the people, then they should get to the conclusion of this as soon as. It should be like a must so that we get to the bottom of it. Because as we speak, Lateef is still not at work. I mean, he's still going back and forth to the hospital, to, home hospital. And it's unbelievable. The Ghana Police Service can just sit there like they can't hear. Like, they've got some things in their ears and they are not hearing, they are not listening. PIPS is investigating. We appreciate that, but that's not justice. We want you to get to the bottom of this so that what we are observing today and tomorrow can be meaningful, because we cannot say press freedom when a whole police force that's supposed to be protecting citizens don't even protect us because we're journalists, but protect us simply because we're citizens of Ghana. And it's appalling that a policeman who is armed can beat a human being who has nothing in his hands. I think it's absolutely a shame. And we should get to the bottom of this. You're still watching the AM show.
And definitely tomorrow, we will put all these issues on the center stage. The abuse and sometimes the maligning and defamation of journalists just for the fact that we all just do our work. Everybody everybody has a profession, and we also have chosen journalism as our profession.
And
we could be scientists, we could have trained as something else.
But this is what we also chose to do.
But we want to practice as journalists. That's the whole point.
And shame to those politicians and the people behind them who think that when somebody says something, they want to threaten and catch the person and beat the person up. I mean, there was some threatening messages and follow-ups on Facebook and that sort of thing. We see what you do. It's a shame. Shame on you if that's what you do. Shame. You can't hide behind anything and be threatening people. A big shame on you. Tomorrow, we are on all of you. Stay with us and send us your messages, but we've got entertainment. I've got a big birthday dedication. It's from Nana Ansa Obofo in the UK. Nana Ansa says, please wish my wife, Mrs. Tilda Boachi Ansa of Hackney, East London, a happy birthday for me. May God bless her. Nana Ansa Obofo in the UK wishing his wife, Tilda, a happy birthday today. If it's your birthday, enjoy your birthday. Stay with us. Becky is up next. She's got some showbiz to share with us.